You can't stop the Wukong schlong. Hit the like button now. If you're reviewing a game, tell me about the game, because I am fully in the phase of reject game journalism and embrace the monkey. That is the black myth. Now, it's crazy to me that these companies don't realize that politics turns gamers off. We don't talk or care about stuff that is irrelevant to the gaming experience. Imagine putting lacking diversity as a con. Where I'm from, that is a pro, a massive pro. Man, I tell you what, these reviewers are so weird, because before gameplay, before graphics, before art style, the environment, or even the fluidity of the game mechanics, the first thing these people care about when reviewing a game is how diverse the characters are. We really don't hate these people enough. It used to be that games journalists were gamers. Now they're just random people across the world writing articles about games they hate after getting brainwashed. Because I tell you what, these journalists just can't go out of business soon enough. You think we give a about what's going on in between your legs? Or what gender you think should be in the game? See, the thing is, after World War III, sites like this or Kotaku will somehow survive the blast and tell us how there isn't enough diversity amongst the cockroaches. Someone needs to take the TV in their living room and drop it directly on their head. Anyway, look, Black Myth Wukong is almost out, and leave it to the Western media to try and cancel a 600-year-old Chinese story about a monkey god who uses magic powers, that fights off demons and travels to meet Buddha. And for some reason, that's not diverse enough for these screeching harpies. I swear to you, it doesn't get more pathetic than this. Which begs the question, who the takes these people seriously? I still don't understand why. These video game studios listen to these nobodies in the first place. They are just noisy crickets. They're as insignificant as a little bit of sand on a beach. And the irony, like I said, is that Wukong is literally one of the most influential, most popular Chinese mythological characters ever. Why the does there need to be Western standards for that? Oh my god, I'm giving this game a lesser score because my political ideology is not represented in this game. And that means it can't be used as a tool to convert people into the way I think. 4 out of 10. I want people to really think about this. Wukong was born from a rock, which makes him gender neutral. And he's a monk that's vegetarian. He's against authority and oppression, so he got punished for 500 years. You would think that would check every DEI checkbox for these morons. Oh, and I almost forgot, he can transform into literally anything he wants. So that is the most diverse thing you can imagine. You know, I would have loved to ask one of these greasy journalists that it's a game about a monkey beating mythical creatures with a stick that comes out of his ear. How can you make that diverse and inclusive for humans? And then I would just watch them as they stutter and stumble to come up with an answer. Look, the thing is, it's not about actual diversity. They love lobbing that word around, but it's just about pushing a woke message to the audience. Even if it alienates the consumer base and the lore of the game itself. They just want to fill every game and anime with their agendas and dirty ideas. Which brings me to the last point. We all know about the story behind the makers of Black Myth Wukong and Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. tried to extort the studio behind Black Myth Wukong out of $7 million. And because the studio is based, they didn't bend the knee to Sweet Baby Inc. So then they proceeded to try and cancel them using their journalistic friends over at the Ignorant Gamers Network, IGN, and other video game news media. But it ultimately failed because the game developers only gave a about the video game and not some stupid extremist political ideology. And thus the game is probably gonna rack up so much cash. So all they did was decline Sweet Baby Inc.'s insane perverted blackmail collaboration, and suddenly they received a one-way ticket to Cancel Town. The hilarity of it all was that there was never a controversy. They were just game journalists who lied and slandered and then attempted to fabricate this controversy that was so transparent for the world to see. Here's a news flash. Black Myth Wukong is about a Chinese mythology. It has existed for millennia way before DEI. And just like Hogwarts Legacy, Black Myth Wukong is on its way to being another point on the graph, showing you that you can completely ignore the silly little games journalists and still succeed. And on that bombshell, I'll see you next time. Manix out.